Have I had any more dodgy dates? No. I'm not looking forward to biting into a date tonight. I'm gonna go back to that shop, you know. I'm gonna say to them like, what was happening? Am I at an MOT center again? Yep.
On in just a second. Oh, there we go. The
Salam
man.
alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What are you telling me, bro? Everything going well?
Alhamdulillah, bro. Can't complain. Can't complain. How about you?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. All good over here, man. All good over here.
Good stuff, man.
Alhamdulillah.
Good stuff.
You just chilling in your car, yeah? Were you off to somewhere or?
You know what? I had to go and send out some clothing line. So I've got my clothing line website up now. So I went to the post office, posted a few bits out, and then I thought, in my house the lighting's really bad, but in the car the
Yeah.
lighting's nice. So I thought I'd do the live in the car because we've got the sun today.
Wicked, wicked. Yeah, so good. It's good weather, man. It's good weather. Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah,
Alhamdulillah.
man. May it continue.
Yeah, but no, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate you taking your time out. You know, big man like you coming on to Islam channel.
Come
It's
on,
good,
man.
man. It's good.
Big channel like you having me, man. Thank you so much.
Alhamdulillah. Nah, I'm hoping it's gonna be a good conversation. Especially that,
Inshallah.
first we're gonna start off. It's your first Ramadan, man. Congratulations. How are you finding it, bro?
It is. I mean, it was at the first day was difficult but enjoyable and rewarding at the same time. The
Yeah.
second and third day were really, really difficult. Didn't enjoy it at all. Horrible experience. Yeah, the second and third day. I'm gonna be brutally honest. And then after that, it's just got so much easier. Now to the point where I have a nice routine now. I know how to fill my days and what to do and what times to do what things, so it
Oh,
doesn't affect me too much.
something just popped up on my screen. I don't know how that got there.
Countdown to Christmas, you know. Haram.
What is that all about? My technical difficulties there. There's people.
But yes,
Sorry, man.
like
Sorry for cutting you off. Carry on.
that's fine. After the first two, like the first 3 days, like I said, I've got into a routine. It's got a lot easier. But one thing that I've noticed though is like after when I break my fast, I have this like empty feeling inside. I don't know if anyone
Really?
gets that. Yeah, it's weird. Like I can't
So you don't
explain
feel
it.
satisfied that you just had the best munch of your life?
No, well, I tell you what, I break my fast with water and dates, and then I pray, and then I have
Yeah,
food about half an hour, 45 minutes after that. So it's not like I've just
sure.
sat there and ate a big meal. Like, but yeah, it's weird. Like as soon as I broke my fast, I have this feeling like in my stomach, like this sort of emptiness, like I don't know, like I'm sad it's finished. Do you know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
It's weird. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it.
I don't
Alhamdulillah.
really anybody really explain it like that, but it's that you feel like it's just that kind of sadness that oh man, like that those hours of being like devoted to Allah have to wait a few more hours to
Yeah. Yeah, it is. You're right. You're right. That's exactly what it is. Because I'm trying, you know, like even in the hours I'm fasting, I'm trying to not use social media, you know, not scroll. I can make content, but not with music. Trying not to listen to music, even when I'm driving around and just listen to Quran, you know. So then, yeah, like I make a conscious effort in these fasting hours to just try and stay away from everything and anything that could distract me from Allah, you know. And then when I've broken my fast, it's like I don't know, like yeah, it's a weird thing. I can't explain it. I'm only 10 days in, so it's not something that I've managed to be able to explain yet. Hopefully, as time goes on, I'll be able to articulate myself a little bit better about it. But yeah, it's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling.
Alhamdulillah. I think that's Ramadan for you. Like there's like a lot of Muslims they'll say, and I'm sure you're gonna say this maybe next year or the year after, inshallah, that you've got that Ramadan feeling. Obviously, this year you don't know what that feels like. It's your first time you're experiencing it. But you would
Yeah,
ask like any Muslim, and they'll say, there's just that Ramadan feeling. We don't know what it is, but that
yeah,
it's just that feeling. So that's probably something that you're experiencing. But that's it's quite interesting that you're being quite strict on yourself in a way. Like you're not just doing the simple fast in terms of staying away from food and drink. You're also trying to regulate your behavior, regulate your actions, make sure that you're doing more good, you're staying away from sin. And it's interesting that on your first Ramadan, you're trying to clock all of that. What gives you that willpower to like do that on your first Ramadan?
Well, to go without food, and I'll be honest, like I've been a Muslim for a year, and I still smoke tobacco. I wish I didn't. Yeah, inshallah, this will be the year that I stop. Yeah, so
Yeah,
for me to be able to go all day without food and without smoking, the smoke is the hardest thing. I'll be honest with you, but obviously food and the smoking. If I can go all day without that, then these other
yeah,
things, being able to abstain from these other things, is easy. I don't see it as being hard or strict. It's easy. If I can go
mm,
16 hours without eating and drinking and smoking, I can go 16 hours without listening to music and these other things,
yeah,
you know. And it's given me some time to try and memorize some short surahs from the Quran as well, you know. So yeah, I just try and use my time during the day, but then I think it has sort of an adverse effect on my evenings because then once I've broken my fast, all I do is sit there and watch junk on the TV, and yeah, I'm like, right now I can, now I could, because I won't even watch TV during the day. Do you know what I mean? Literally, like I just try and
yeah,
keep it to doing it to doing what Ramadan's about for me. You know, from what I hear from other people, from for what they use Ramadan for. That's what I try and use these fasting hours for. So yeah, as soon as I broke my fast, I sit there, order some food, watch junk on the TV, and wait for the morning. But yeah,
Alhamdulillah, bro. That's amazing. It sounds like you got like really good company around you that's giving you that, the right guidance and the motivation to be able to make the most of your Ramadan. Because if you speak to a lot of new Muslims who are doing Ramadan for the first time, not many of them would be as strict as you are being in that way. And obviously that's for different reasons. Everybody's kind of got their own journey, and people are gonna kind of take their own journey, and maybe
of
next year
course,
they're gonna pick things up a little bit more. And even I mean, not just new Muslims, even born Muslims, that happens to them too. That they don't do Ramadan maybe in the best way that they can, but they're obviously working towards it. But for yourself, it seems like, alhamdulillah, you're trying to do what the best you can for this year, and then inshallah, as the years progress, you're going to try and improve that. So what's
yeah.
what's your goals for this month then? Did you, like, before going into the month, set for yourself like certain things that you wanted to do, maybe memorizing some surahs? Because I've seen you been bagging out the surahs on TikTok, mashallah.
Yeah, I mean, I've memorized seven surahs from the Quran. I wanna memorize 20. Um, I don't think I'll be able to. Like, I've got the 20 that I want to memorize. Like, I know which ones I want, but I don't think I'm
Yeah,
gonna be able to do them all in Ramadan. But for me, what I said to myself before I come into it was, I want to be able to stop smoking. You know, that's
great.
if I can come out of this other side of Ramadan smoke free, then I
Yeah,
feel like I'm going to be the best possible version of myself afterwards. You know, because that's one
mashallah.
thing that I just haven't been able to stop since I reverted to Islam. You know, the drinking alcohol and all of that come quite easy if I'm being honest. Smoking is just one thing that I just haven't been able to kick yet. So I'm really hoping that I'm gonna try like the last week of Ramadan to just try and not smoke after iftar, and then hopefully it just happens. You know, because I've been smoking a long
Yeah.
time, bro. It's been a long time. 20 years I've been smoking, so it's not gonna happen like that. You know, but if I can use this month and come out of this month smoke free, that would be the biggest blessing.
Inshallah, may Allah make it easy for you and give you the strength to do that.
Amen.
It's a journey, man. It's not, like you said, it can't be just switched on and off. It can't just be changed around overnight. And actually, that's something I wanted to ask you, is that you find that a lot of times reverts are non-Muslims. Sometimes they go from 0 to 100. They try to, like, implement every single thing in the Sharia into their lives. And you find that sometimes those who do that, there's some who, mashallah, bang it out, and they're clear, and they keep going. But there's a lot of people, especially people that I know, they kind of then regress and they start going back into old habits. How do you then, like, look at that journey? What are your steps that you take in order to make sure that you're being consistent?
I just keep true to myself. Yeah, that's why people like some people they see one of my videos and it would be like me speaking about Islam, and then they see another one of my videos and it's me just like speaking about normal topics or having a laugh, and they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, 1 minute you're doing Islamic content, then you're making content like this, da 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 da," and people like comments like that make people not want to practice. Yeah, because that
yeah,
if you're doing 8 things right and 2 things wrong, and someone comes and makes you feel really bad about the 2 things you're doing wrong, instead of making you feel good about the 8 things you're doing right, you think, well, what's the point? What is the
Yes.
point? I'm just gonna get attacked anyway. I've just tried to leave my life of haram, where I didn't even know it was haram. I was just living my life. And now I've come to the realization that these things are actually forbidden. I actually shouldn't be doing these things after doing them freely for 30 years. Yeah. And then people expect you to just be like, perfect. No, it takes time. People have their own journey. And, some people might revert to Islam and keep drinking for 5 years. That's
Yeah.
their journey. Don't look
Mhm.
down on them for that. Like, I see reverts do it all the time, and I see born Muslims do it all the time. And it's annoying because, like you said, some reverts find it easy. Some reverts find it easy. They can drop out the haram, they can implement the Sharia into their life, and it just comes easy and natural for them. Maybe they didn't have the lifestyle that some of the other reverts had. Maybe their lifestyles were pretty tame and pretty calm. So for the transition for them, it was easy for them, you know. But for some people, they've come from a world where you don't even know. Like, you can't even comprehend where this person's come from. The things this person done with their life before they found this up, you can't even comprehend it. You, if they told you about it, you'd think it was a movie. Wallahi, you would. Yeah. And they've left that, and they've had a little taste of Iman, a little taste of it. And then people come and they're like, okay, you've had a taste, but why are you still doing haram? Why are you still
Yeah.
80% haram? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
they've just become a Muslim. They've just had their first taste of Iman, and you're coming at them like that. Like, imagine that. Imagine, you know. But like, everyone's journey is different, so you just got to let everyone go at their own pace.
Mhm.
D.U.S. Dawah say a beautiful thing that all the time they're like, treat Islam like a cake. If you try and eat a whole cake in one sitting, you will be sick.
Mm.
Time, slice by slice, day by day, in just little bits at a time. Digest it, implement it, then move on to the next.
I
I'll
like to
make it
use
easy for all of us.
the cake analogy when we're fasting, man. Come on, you could use something else.
Do you know what? I didn't even clock it. There's gonna be some people right now, like, they don't even listen anymore. It's like, cake.
They didn't get the point at all. As soon as you said cake, they
like,
switched off, man.
oh. I apologize. I'm fasting myself. It just didn't register. But yeah, I like that analogy though, because it makes sense. It makes
Yeah. Yeah.
sense. When you see someone revert to Islam and they're praying, alhamdulillah, they're praying. It don't matter if they're sinning in every other aspect of their life. They were sinning anyway before. Now they're repenting for it. MashaAllah. Let them do it. Let them do it. If you have their ear, advise them, but don't condemn them, look down at them, pressure them, make them feel and look stupid in comment sections, because all it does
Mm.
is push people away. That's all it does.
SubhanAllah, that's a very, very important advice, I think, because I think too many of our community fall into that, just judging each other without giving any benefit of the doubt to each other, without thinking what is this person really going through. Sometimes we just jump to conclusions, and maybe that's from good intentions. Maybe the whoever's doing it, the brother sister who's commenting, is thinking, I'm trying to maybe enjoin the good, forbid the evil, advise the person. So maybe it's come from a good place, but there also needs to be wisdom. There needs to be hikmah. There needs to be an understanding of context there. So it's good that you're telling us directly from your own experience. And it's great to see that you've kind of clocked that so early on in the journey as well. Because, if I can imagine when it first started coming to you, it was hard to handle that kind of criticism. How was it?
I'll be honest with you, yeah. So I come from a different world, yeah, different world, where if you wanted to talk to, like, say something to someone, you had to go and do it to their face. I'm not from the social media world, yeah.
Right.
And people tend to speak to you very differently when they're stood in front of you, as opposed to writing stuff in comment sections, yeah. So when I first started getting trolled on social media, I was angry. I was like, what? These people can't talk to me like that. And it was difficult. It took a bit of time for me to be like, okay. they're probably kids. That was the first thing I had to come to the
Yeah, yeah,
realization of. They're probably just children, yeah. Because the first time I was mad as hell. Like I wanted to find this person, and I sat there and I'm being serious. I didn't know how to handle it. And then I started to think about it. I started to speak to people, and they're like, "Listen, they're probably just children. Don't pay them no mind." Which is why now the first thing I do is I look at the profile. If it's not a real profile, I don't even pay the comment no attention whatsoever. You know, if it's coming from a genuine person, then there's a conversation that might potentially be able to be had. But there's
yeah.
always going to be people out there trolling. It's just one of the things that we can't avoid on social media. Just can't avoid it. So you just got to be comfortable.
You seem to handle the trolls quite well nowadays in terms of how you reply back to them on your TikToks.
Well, I get a lot of criticism for that because like some people are like, oh, you should just ignore it. You should just ignore it. Which okay, in a perfect ideal world, I should be able to just ignore it, of course.
Mm.
But unless you're the one on the receiving end, you have no right to tell anyone. You can advise them and say, look, like, and you're right, I should. But you have no right to tell me how to react to hate. You have no
Yeah,
right. No one has any right to tell anyone how to deal with hate that's coming their way because everyone's going to deal with it in different ways. And it can
mm,
affect you. People take their own life. People take their own life because of social media trolls. They do. You know, Caroline
yeah,
Flack just over a year ago killed herself, and the whole world was like, "Be kind, be kind, be kind" on social media. It lasted a week. It was a big thing, wasn't it? Like big headlines, "Be kind."
yeah,
It lasted a week. Yeah. Then troll. Now troll again. Just troll, and people take their own lives because of this. That's how serious it is. So I am within my rights to deal with it any way I see fit. And the way that I deal with it is by turning it into light-hearted videos, comedy videos. And that, like I said to someone the other day, it changes my whole experience of receiving hate. Because now when I receive hate, I'm excited. Because now I can make the video I want to make. Because I've got a book of sounds, I'm waiting to use them. I'm waiting to use my sounds, yeah. And like I know what comment I need to make my video. So now when I
yeah,
see that comment, instead of being affected by the nasty comment, I'm buzzing. I'm like, yes, now I can make that video I've been planning for 6 months. Do you know what I mean? So
these people are just fueling your rise in TikTok and social media. Like they're thinking they're doing the opposite, but they're not. They're actually helping you.
oh look, they throw mud on me and a flower grows and it makes them so mad. It makes them so mad. But what can you do?
Man, that's wicked, bro. It's good that you've got kind of that positive attitude to it, to be honest, because like you said, it really affects people, right? These kind of things, what they see,
It
but
can.
you see people being able to kind of turn it around and kind of put a spin on it that actually helps you.
Have to.
100%, man. I think we just lost Rayan's connection. I think he'll be back with us in just a second if you stick around. Stick around, people. He's going to be back in a second.